Okay, so we will have our new topic for today, which is chapter 2, um, environments of organizations and managers. Okay, I just have to share my presentation. Okay, so in every organization, we would be encountering different environments, no, that has an effect on the performance of our organization. They could have an effect in how we achieve the goals that we have set, or they could be an effect on how we implement our plans. So therefore, uh, as a in totality, no, they could affect our the performance of our organization. So this will be our learning outcomes for this chapter. You'll be able to discuss nature of organizations' environments, so that you'll able to identify the component parts of these environments. Describe ethical and social environment of management, including individual ethics, no, individual ethics of people, how they acquired these particular values, and then the concepts of social responsibility and how organization can manage social responsibility. Okay, so ngayon, iisipin nyo na mamaya kung aabutan natin yung ethics on how you acquired your values at home. So, ano kaya yung mga usual na mga values na tinuro ng mga parents natin? And at the same time, ano yung mga values na tinuro na natutunan natin in school, no? And discuss the international environment of management. Trends dun sa international business, levels of international business activities, and the context of international business. And finally, we would learn the importance and determinants of organization's culture. So every organization is a unique organization, and we know that organizations have their own stories, no? Kung paano sila nabuo, kung paano sila nagsimula, no? So we would learn about stories of organization. So we start with the organization's environment. Okay, so we know that we have what we call the external environment and the internal environment, no? So in the external environment, we would be dealing with the organization would be dealing with general environment and task environment. So as managers, you should be able to distinguish these particular environments and be able to learn what different forces or factors that we are able to encounter, no, from this particular environment, so that it might affect how we decide as future managers, or it might affect the performance of our of our organization after doing such decision making. And then the internal environment, no? So yung internal environment kasi, we're looking into the conditions and forces within an organization. Kasama na yung owners, kasama yung mga employees, no? And the like, okay? So we start with what we call the external. But before we go to that, no, so let us understand that in an organization, ganito yung ano, no, ganito yung paano kung nasa loob yung organization that comprises the internal environment, who are the owners, the employees, the physical environment, the board of directors, no, and the culture of the organization, then we could say that outside the organization, meron tayong tinatawag na external environment, which are the task environment at saka yung general environment, in which itong mga environments na to, no, the degree ng dimension nila, no, yung factors or forces that may affect our organization, no, yung lalo na yung mga nasa loob sa internal environment. So when we are referring to the term external environment, this could refer, sabi ko nga kanina, these are the factors and forces outside our organization that may affect its performance. So we have what we call the general environment, in which the general environment has its economic dimension. Now, the economic dimension encompasses factors tulad ng, kunwari, yung about economy natin, no? Interest rates, inflation rates, no? So, I think economics kayo, no? I think you have economics that they have discussed the effect of interest rates, no? In our financial institution, in our investment, and then yung inflation rates, no, kung bakit nagkakaroon ng inflation rates. And also pag sinabi mo kasi inflation rate, this is the increase of prices of commodities. So lalo na, no, when we're into construction business, it's important that we know the prices of commodities. Kaya nga meron tayong tinatawag na construction materials index, tulad ng mga consumer index, so that we are able to monitor whether nag-i-increase yung prices ng commodities based on inflation, and then changes in disposable income, no? Sa economy, it's important that we learn about whether mas mataas ang disposable income na meron tayo sa economy, no? Yung maraming income na nade-derive yung economy natin in terms of disposable income, in terms of income derived from businesses. Because when there is a lot of income, there is lots of money circulating in our economy, and that only shows that mataas ang purchasing power ng peso natin, no? So, yun mga importanteng mga factors na dapat nating i-take into consideration as managers in construction companies, so that we are able to properly manage our financial resources. And then stock market fluctuations, no, yung you see, no, yung last time na laman natin with Cisco, no, with Cisco, wherein because of economic crisis, because of yung kasama yung political dimension, no, yung peace and order, nagkaroon ng terrorist attack, no, in 2001, September 2001. So bumagsak yung technological market, no? So lahat ng mga na into technological market, bumaba yung mga stocks nila. So therefore, merong nagkakaroon ng effect yan sa business natin, no? Also, nabanggit ko, no, yung political and legal, unahin ko na, no, nabanggit ko na rin. Political and legal dimension looks at national o kaya yung mga regional and local laws, no? So meron tayong mga national laws tulad ng siguro masasabi ko yung minimum wage is a regional law kasi depende kung provincial ka or Manila National Capital Region ka, no? But there are other laws tulad ng mga occupational safety and health, environmental laws that we need to observe, no, in our conduct of business. And there are also local laws na we have to abide to. And lalo na sa manufacturing, we have what we call the global laws, no, on how we could manufacture products by looking into international laws ng mga countries na merong clients yung manufacturing companies, and therefore in determining the type of raw materials that they would be using so that they are able to conform with this international laws and standards. Okay? And technological dimension would be sa political nasabi ko yung ano pala, no, yung peace and order. So kasama din yung tinatawag nating political conditions and political stability of a particular country. And also yung technological naman, no, dimension would be referring to any scientific and industrial innovation that would have a bearing yung mga innovations na yon in the conduct or in the operations of the company, no, yung pag-conduct niya ng business or yung pag-accomplish niya ng mga goals niya or objectives niya. Now let me ask you this question. Okay, pakinggan nyo, no, para hindi natin pa-repeat na, no. Ask ko lang kayo ng question and I would be looking for maybe volunteer, or kung wala talagang volunteer, I would be calling on someone. Okay? So, example, you would be managers of a construction company. Kunwari, construction manager ka or project manager ka. Okay. So, how will the different factors or forces of the general environment affect your decisions that could maybe improve or your performance level or decrease your performance level? Okay, so bilang construction manager or project manager in a construction company, ano kaya yung mga forces or factors ng mga different dimensions ng general environment na pwedeng makaapekto dun sa mga decisions nyo as managers so that these particular decisions could either improve performance level of the construction company or it could decrease the performance level of the construction company. Either way around. Okay, so sino kayang pwedeng mag-volunteer to answer? If you have any idea. Anybody? So pag wala, tatawag tayo. Okay, tawag ako ha. Okay, let me have Anna Angelica Luna. Anna Angelica Luna?
Yes po, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Yes. So, pili ka lang ng isa. Hindi mo kailangan i-synthesize yung economic, technological, political. No? So, pili ka ng isa na dimension and then you think of factors kunwari that could affect your decision as a construction manager so that it might have an effect, no, on your performance, on the performance of the company. Yes.
Yung ano po, economic dimension po.
Okay, so what about economic? Paano siya yung mga factors nito that could affect your construction company?
Halimbawa po, yung mga gagamitin na, yung mga construction supplies po, gano'n.
Yes?
Tapos yung ano po, sustainability po ng mga gagamitin and resources po.
Okay, no? So, siguro yung pag sinabi mong sustainability ba sinabi mo? Availability.
Sustainability po.
Okay, pag sinabi mong sustainability, ano no, you're able to sustain hindi lang yung number or amount of resources you will use for construction, pati yung quality. Tama ba ako? Quality and availability.
Yes
Na?
po.
And binanggit mo yung prices, no? Prices of the raw materials that you would use in construction. So how about bakit binanggit mo yung prices? Ano yung magiging effect ng mga prices ng commodities sa kunwari sa project niyo sa construction?
Siyempre po yung budget po. Titignan.
Okay, no? So, yung budget, yung available capital mo or investment, will you be able to sustain your budget so that you are able to purchase all available or all needed materials for the construction of the project. Okay? Yes, no? O kaya siguro pwede mo ring i-consider yung mga mga wages, no, ng mga construction workers mo. So are those wages possibly yung mga wages na ba yun yung running rate, no, doon sa province or sa region, so that you could motivate these workers to work properly, no, for the good of the company. Yes, okay. Thank you, Anna. How about let's hear from Fulvio Lance Manalo. Lance Manalo.
Tama ko po, Char.
Merong nag-volunteer. Di ko kasi makita naka-raise ang yan. Sige, mag-unmute ka na lang. Okay? May I know your name?
Romero Rochelle po.
Okay, Rochelle. Yes?
Sa may technological dimension po, ma'am.
Yes,
Kasi po, di ba po, dati po yung construction management. Kasi po yung construction management po, for sure po, meron na po silang nakalaan na mga materials or gagamitin ng mga yung pong mga machines sa mga construction. Pero po kasi nag-iiba po yan through kung gaano po kataas yung building na gagawin or and then po minsan po nagbabago din po yan through supply din po kasi po and then yung mahirap din po kasi sa technological dimension po yung pong mga taong gagamit. Like po kung may bagong technology po na gagamitin for construction, syempre po yung iba hindi naman po talaga alam gamitin. So kailangan po talaga mag-adjust or kailangan talaga po muna ng expert para po magawa po yung isang construction or para po magamit po yung tamang technology po. Which is nakakadagdag din po ng time or expenses po kasi nga po kailangan pa ng expert para ma-manage kung paano po gamitin yan para po maiwas po yung mga distraction ng property or pagkakamali po sa mga construction site. Yun lang po.
Yes, very good, Rochelle, no? Usually, kailangan mong i-train yung mga workers so that they are able to use this high-powered equipment, no? And most of this particular equipment, kailangan pa rin ng license, no? Kunwari, yung mga pag nag-drive ka ng mga bulldozers, hindi naman basta-basta na pinapadrive mo yan. Dapat may mga proper licenses din tayong kailangan and training, no? So it would be an additional cost on the part of the company. That's why yung mga ng management dito, no, yung decisions like in hiring and selection of workers. Maybe mas magiging selective sila. Hanap sila ng mga merong experience na on how to operate this particular equipment. And that is true, no? Habang tumataas yung building, lalong nagiging sophisticated yung equipment na gagamitin nyo for construction. Okay? And lastly, we have political who might want to discuss or give an opinion, no, kung anong mga factors that might affect, no, nung dimension na political legal sa construction. Anybody? Okay, any volunteer? How about Paulo? Paulo Katoliko? May idea ka ba? Political and legal. We're talking of laws. No? Pwedeng national or regional yung law. O kaya, okay? So, o kaya yung mga legal laws. Diba, as civil engineering, meron kayong sinusunod na code, civil engineering, engineer's code. Are you familiar with that?
Yes po.
Oh, yan, Rochelle,
Opo.
no? Yes, no? You should be familiar with that. So, meron kayong mga sinusunod na mga codes for civil engineers so that when you practice your profession in construction, ginagamit yon. And even in construction, pag nag-construct ka kunwari, no? Like pag nag-construct ka ng bahay, ano ba yung bakod, no? Gaano ba? 'Di ba ngayon paliit ng paliit yung mga lots, no, para mag-construct ng mga houses. So ano ba yung based on your based dun sa law, ano yung distance ng bakod dun sa bahay? Ano yung iaalat mong distance? Merong may idea? Wala? Ay, walang may idea kung ilan yung iaano natin? Nawawala yun. Wala pa, hindi nyo pa naano yan, no? I think it's hindi ako sure kasi ako hindi ako civil, pero merong mga approximately 2 meters ata, no? Tapos meron din kayong mga laws pag nag-construct kayo, you need to follow occupational safety. No? Occupational safety. And then ano pa? Political and legal, kasama yung minimum wage, no, or ano yung running rate, no, wage law, dun saan kayo magko-construct ng project, okay? And also environmental laws, kasama yan, no? Ngayon kasama na pati yung sa mga design natin, when we develop a place, we need to consider environmental laws. Okay. So, another dimension is the task and another dimensions. We consider the dimensions of the task environment, no? So, this includes specific groups affecting the organization. So, kung naaalala nyo ito, no, kanina, pinag-usapan natin yung pinaka-external, yung pinaka end ng external environment. Pero yung nakadikit dun sa mismong organization, no, dun sa internal environment is what we call the task environment. And this would include our competitors, our customers, suppliers, regulators, and our strategic partners. So regardless of the purpose of the organization or regardless kung ano man yung organization's mission, no? Any organization must properly align yung environment niya, no, para maging effective siya. So hindi lahat ng organization kunwari, no, they would seek to maximize profit. Other organizations might be after, no, yung social responsibility nila, no, yung tinatawag nating they are after the betterment of the society, uh, and that would mean they would be seeking lesser profit. So mas ano, no, mas may mga organizations kasi na yung ano nila, yung interest nila makatulong sa society kesa sa makapag-increase sila ng profits for the owners. Okay? So later malalaman natin yan, meron tayong tinatawag na social responsibility. But we have to talk first about what we call the task, no? Task environment of the organization. So usually, no, yung mga companies na tulad ng Adidas and Under Armour, they are competitors, no? O kaya ano pa yung competitor ng Adidas at saka Under Armour, yung malakas dito sa Pilipinas is Nike, no? Yung Nike. So they are what we call competitors, tulad ng Jollibee and McDonald's, and siguro pati yung Burger King, they are called competitors because they compete with one another for their customers' attention, no? So they provide the same products, no? And like yung sa they provide the same products and service tulad ng Jollibee and McDonald's and even Burger King because they have almost the same type of products, so they have the same types of customer. That's why they are called competitors. Also, ang isang organization tulad ng mga ng mga construction companies, they have almost the same customers, yung mga nagpapa-construct, no, ng mga houses o kaya buildings o kaya roads, no? So we're talking of as an organization, we could be looking into our competitors, our customers, and even our suppliers, no? So yung iba may mga multiple suppliers yan, no? It could be pag sinabi mong multiple supplier, marami kang kunwari sa construction, marami kang magsusupply ng steel o kaya marami yung pwedeng mag-supply sa iyo ng cement, no? Or there could be an exclusive supplier in which we call them single supplier, no? Also so yung company, no, yung construction company, ang competitors niya, yung kamukha niyang mga construction companies. Okay? And then yung mga customers nila, they could be sharing the same customer. So, pag may competition, it's very important that we deliver our service or our product on time, no? At the right time, at the right amount, and at the right quality. No? Kaya nga sinasabi yan, right time, right quantity, and right quality. Because if we do not do that, our customers would go elsewhere and find another organization to fulfill their needs, no? So that is very important na pinag-aaralan din natin yung mga customers natin. Kaya ngayon, nauso yung tinatawag nating customer service, no? Na yung mga organization ngayon, they hire a BDO or yung mga business process operations companies, no? Mga anong tawag sa kanila? Call centers in colloquial term or common term, no? So nag-hire sila ng mga call centers para i-represent yung companies nila and be able to reach out to their customers, no? Okay. So yung sabi ko nga, that is multiple suppliers versus exclusive supplier. Pag sinabi mo exclusive, single supplier. Now, yung mga regulators naman are elements of our task environment that have the potential to control, no? Even legislate. Kaya pag sinabi mo control and legislate, we're talking of siguro mga government agencies yan, no? Or they could influence an organization's policies and practices. So this could be regulatory agencies like government agencies, okay, tulad ng DOLE. So pag construction company ka, we are regulated by DOLE na pag meron tayong unfair labor practice, the tendency is that pupwedeng mag-complain yung workers sa DOLE at pwedeng ma-inquiry, no? Magkaroon ng inquiry on the organization. So it's important that we follow yung nasa Labor Code of the Philippines and whatever labor laws that are out there that would abide every company on how to act, no? Kung paano sila kumilos, no? So these are to protect the public from certain business practices na hindi fair, no? They are unfair. Okay? Or protect these people from other organization or from one another. Okay? So another form is the interest group, no? So yung interest group naman, they could be non-profit organizations tulad ng mga environmental groups, no? 'Di ba kayo sa construction, kunwari may pinapa-develop na land na may mga trees. So DNR ang kinakausap diyan, but meron ding mga interest group na pwedeng pumigil sa inyo to cut the trees, no? Yung mga nagpo-protect ng mga like sa Philippines, meron tayong Save the Trees. So therefore, it's important. Kaya nga yung mga architects, they really have, whenever they have projects, no, or development, they consider the environmental laws na naka-ano sa lugar na yon, no, naka-enforce dun sa lugar na yon, so that wala silang sinasagasaan na mga groups or people or community or mga tribe groups, no, in their conquest for development of a particular place, no. So finally, yung mga strategic partners natin, no. So in construction, sino kaya yung mga strategic partners nyo? These are two or more companies that could work to joint ventures or other partnerships, no? So 'di ba kayo may mga contractors kayo sa construction. So sa construction, yung mga contractors nyo could be your partners para ma-accomplish nyo yung pag-construct ng isang condominium, kunwari isang building, a condominium building, no? O kaya pag-construct ng isang global city or pag-construct ng isang housing project, no, yung subdivision. So ang ano naman, no, sa business, tulad ng Genra, ang partner niya is Jollibee. So ano siya, joint venture siya, meaning franchise siya ng mga Jollibee. So if you would notice, every genre supermarket merong Jollibee sa loob, no? And then also, no, yung Walt Disney naman, meron siyang anong tinatawag dito? McDonald's, no? So kasi pag pumunta ka sa Walt Disney, dollars ang ini-spend mo, and then napakamahal ng kumain sa restaurant. So nakipag-partner siya with McDonald's. May McDonald's sa every theme park ng Walt Disney, so that affordable yung food for the customers na nandoon. Okay? So that is, we call this particular strategic allies as our strategic strategic partners as our strategic allies. Okay, so yung dito is an illustration, no, of McDonald's task environment, no? So makikita natin, no, with McDonald's that nilagay niya dito yung mga competitors niya. So ganito yan, no? Pag naging manager kayo sa isang construction, you could do this, no? You could determine ano yung mga factors na pwedeng maka-affect ng company nyo, ng mga decisions nyo. Ano yung mga task environment, like sino yung mga competitors nyo, sino yung mga customers nyo na ginawa ni McDonald's, sino yung mga suppliers, sino yung mga regulators nyo, and sino yung strategic partners. Because through that, you'll be able to do strategic planning. Sorry for that, no? Makita nyo yung pag nag-strategic planning kayo, it's easier for you to do SWOT analysis, no? Yung ma-determine yung mga weaknesses, no? Yung mga weaknesses nyo at saka yung mga threats na meron kayo. Siyempre, yung mga threats nyo, yung mga competitors, at ano yung mga weaknesses nyo in terms of maybe suppliers, in terms of maybe your assets, etc. No? So magagamit nyo to for decision making later. And then we have finally our internal environment. No? These are the conditions and forces within an organization. So usually, ito yung organization mismo na meron siyang owner. So sila yung may-ari. If it's a corporation, ang owners niya yung mga stockholders. No? So yung mga incorporators muna na main stockholders, tapos meron tayong mga secondary stockholders, no? So these owners have legal property rights to a business kasi nag-invest sila ng pera nila, so nagiging owner sila, may legal ownership sila at legal rights dun sa business. Of course, pag owner sila, hindi ibig sabihin kasama lahat sila as board of directors, no? So sa isang corporation, meron silang tinatawag na board of directors who would oversee management of the firm to best serve stockholders' interest. So sila yung mga pinakamataas na decision making body, no? Na nasa top management, so that they are able to do policy making and then strategic planning, no? Para later on they could serve the interest of the stockholders. Of course, if you're a stockholder, ang pinaka-interest mo dyan is profit, no? So you want to receive high profits and high dividends, no? After a particular year, no? Kailangan kumita na yung stocks mo sa pag-operate ng business. Also, of course, no, the corporation or the organization will not be able to achieve its objective without the employees who work for the organization and have a vested interest in its continued operation and existence, no? Bakit sinabing vested interest? Because when we say vested interest, employees would be doing their tasks what is expected of them, because they want that the firm would continuously operate, dahil pag nalugi yung company, mawawalan din sila ng trabaho, lalo na kung maganda yung pay nila doon sa company. So, ang tawag dito sa OB is malasakit, no? Sa organizational behavior. Yung behavior ng person, if they have a vested interest for the continued operation, is that nagmamalasakit sila both for the company and for themselves, dahil ayaw nilang mawalan ng trabaho in case na bankrupt yung company. So they want a continued existence of the company. Also, physical work environment of the organization and the work that people do is also part of the internal environment, no? So yung tasks at saka yung physical work environment. Ano ba yung physical work environment? Yun yung workplace ng mga workers, lahat ng employees, managers and non-managerial employees, yung workplace nila, no? Yung tinatawag nating offices and the work areas. Also, yung totality ng physical environment, like kasama yung illumination, no? Proper illumination, proper temperature, yan, no? Or proper ventilation, at saka kasama na yung mga paraphernalias like are you using ergonomic chair? Yan, are you using a work table? O kaya meron ba work table yung mga manufacturing, yung mga workers natin in a manufacturing company? Meron bang barracks yung mga construction workers natin? Yun, no? Kasama sa mga physical work environment yon. Okay, so this is how the organizations and environments interact, no? So usually meron tayong outside environment and other organization, dahil ito yung pinaka-interface ng organization, no? Ito yung mismong organization na pwedeng ma-influence, no, ng mga changes and complexity of our environment. Tulad ng pandemic ngayon is one particular turbulence. I call it turbulence kasi po pwedeng maano tayo, no, nagiging shaky yung operation natin because of this particular forces, tulad ng eroplano, di ba? Nagiging shaky yung paglipad niya pag may turbulence sa taas, no, sa ere. So ganun tayo, meron tayong mga forces na pwedeng mag-hit, no, dun sa organization interface, so that pwedeng matignan natin as managers, mabigla tayo because we do not really have a solution for that, and we need to look into how we could solve this particular turbulence, no, or mga changes, kasi pwedeng nagkakaroon ng changes, no, sa technological change or economic, no, or even geographically dumalaki yung population, etc. And even yung mga other organizations, no, na pwedeng ngayon, no, ang daming nagme-merge na mga organizations because of they could not really survive, no, alone. So they need a merger para magkaroon ng maging stronger yung organization in terms of financial o kaya in terms of administrative, no, or in terms of people, no, yung mga skills na kailangan. That's why they do merger o kaya acquisitions, etc. No? And also importante din, we should acquire information from other organization. That's why we could do benchmarking. We look at their best practices so that we are able to manage properly our organization at gumanda yung performance level niya. Okay? So I would stop here. So for next meeting, I hope isipin nyo na yung mga values na tinuro ng mga parents nyo, ng mga teachers nyo, nung elementary at saka high school kayo, at yung mga influences na nakukuha nyo from barkadas, from your church, kunwari, and from your community, no? So, para ma-share natin, because we would be talking about ethics and social responsibility, and those values, no, or attitudes that we have in the, na na-acquire natin, no, when we were younger, or we were in elementary and high school, have a bearing on how we view ethics. Okay? So, do you have any questions? So, lalagay ko lang dito, no? Yung next natin is, page 10 ng slide. No? Page 10. Para lang matandaan ko. No? Ang hirap magtanda eh. Yan, no? So, wala kayong questions? O meron kayong questions so far? I hope detalyado, no? Kaya matagal yung discussion. Okay, so kung wala kayong question, I'll see you on Monday. Friday is asynchronous class. Again, bibigyan ko kayo ng exercise. Hindi pa tayo pupunta dun sa, siguro next week tayo magko-quiz, and at the same time, i-assign ko din yung case study. So I will have the opportunity to explain yung case study format next week. Okay? So, kung wala na kayong questions, I'll stop my recording.